Not long after, in the year 2067, the oxygen humans depend on for survival has turned into toxic gas because 400 years earlier on Earth, due to environmental pollution, all green plants had gone completely extinct. Humans can only use synthetic oxygen. To find a solution to the oxygen crisis, Jack traveled 400 years into the future. But when he wakes up from his dizziness, he finds tall trees growing all around him, and there's also a skeleton in front of him. He pulls open the clothing on the skeleton's chest, only to discover his own name on the name tag. Jack notices a phone next to the skeleton. He opens the phone and plays the last recording. First there's an argument between two people, then one person desperately pleading. Finally the recording ends with a gunshot. Before Jack can react, the phone dies from a dead battery. When darkness falls, he uses the friction method to make fire, and lights a campfire. Then he eats some wild berries he found. Soon, Jack starts vomiting. A brilliant beam of light suddenly streaks across the sky. A figure runs toward him. Before Jack can react, the shadow stabs a needle into his chest. When Jack wakes up from unconsciousness, he finds it's his good friend John. He says the company detected toxic substances in his body, so he brought an antidote and traveled through time. The next day, they arrive at the abandoned research facility. As a mechanical arm at the entrance scans Jack's eyes, the main door opens. After entering, Jack tries following the computer's prompts and presses the enter key. The bracelet on his arm immediately tightens. As blood flows out, the indicator light turns green. All the lights in the room turn on. This is actually the research facility from 400 years ago. The time machine is also reactivated. The portal will open in 4 hours. Jack opens the record files on the computer. The next second, his father's image appears before him. It turns out the time machine was invented by his father. However, before Jack can figure things out, the time machine shuts down again due to power failure. To repair the electrical system, they decide to go to the city to find a solution. But as soon as they leave the jungle, they see that the former skyscrapers have turned into ruins. The ruins are filled with grayish-white bones everywhere. They desperately search throughout the city. Jack returns to where he lived before departure. He frantically bends down to examine, and finds a metal flower under the skeleton's hand. That was exactly the gift he left for his wife before departing. Jack's emotions instantly collapse when he sees it. At this moment, one sentence from John makes him understand everything. Jack immediately takes out his phone and plays the last recording inside. John is stunned and immediately pulls out his gun. Both are terrified by each other's reaction. To fix the time machine within 4 hours, they return to the research facility. Through their combined efforts, the facility's power system returns to normal, and the time machine successfully starts up. Jack opens his father's video message again, and finally understands everything. Back then his father invented the time machine to find a solution to the oxygen crisis and save all of humanity. But the oxygen company's boss disagreed with his approach. She only wanted to lead a select group of elites to the future world. Jack's father firmly disagreed, but Jenny ruthlessly murdered his father. However, she learned that only Jack's genes could activate this time machine, so she arranged for John to stay by Jack's side. Learning the truth, Jack falls into despair. While John explains his reasons for doing this, Jack prepares to destroy the time machine. John immediately pins him against the wall, but looking at Jack, who grew up with him, he can't bring himself to do it, so he chooses to end his own life. Although not knowing what the outcome will be, Jack presses the time machine switch. At this moment Jenny is leading a team of elites, waiting in front of the time machine. As flashes of light appear, the time machine stops operating. Green plants that had been extinct for ages appear inside, along with footage of Jenny murdering his father. Jenny faces legal consequences. After Jack destroys the controller, the time machine stops operating. He returns to the facility entrance and finds the skeleton is gone. He immediately runs out of the forest. The once abandoned city has become incredibly futuristic. Humanity's fate has finally been saved. The film ends here.